I hope what I give you today will enrich your lives a little bit. So
Oh, it will.
I hope I can.
We're excited.
We can't wait till we get together and can celebrate together.
There's Roberta. Oh, hi, Roberta.
Just got on.
Roberta's a former professor from Stanislaus State.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Hi,
see?
how are you all?
Hello.
Oh my gosh. She's a lady that can give you some pearls of wisdom down the road too, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Awesome.
We've
For
known each
sure.
other for a long time.
Yeah. Oh. Will you let me know that you want to wait just a few more minutes until everybody,
Yeah. Yeah. We'll
a
wait
few
a
more
couple
people
more
get
minutes.
on?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you liked my photograph, Sue J. Diaz is on, and she's a wonderful photographer. So if you need photographs for whatever, she's the one.
Suji, where's that picture of you with the waterfall?
That's actually in Oregon.
That's a Multnomah Falls?
Yes. Yeah, we went there last summer.
I was born and raised 45 minutes from there. I'm from Portland.
Oh, okay. Yeah. We were there last year. We did a road trip all the way to Washington and we stopped in Oregon.
Nice.
Beautiful.
I was just there last week.
I'm so jealous.
Drove by it last week.
This summer obviously we couldn't do anything. So we were really missing it. Just missing driving around. We like to do a lot of travel with the kids, with my family. So this year it's pretty hard.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we still did a lot in different ways. And this is great.
Yeah.
I'm glad to be part of this. I'm glad you sent me that email, Margo. I was like, oh yes, I'll join.
Yeah, I was trying to think of people that have crossed my life, you know,
For sure.
lately here in the area, and I haven't talked to you lately, so I thought it was just a good opportunity to check in with you. And feel free to, after this is over, if you have any suggestions how I can enhance my presentation, I'm more than willing to listen. And because I'm doing this a little bit afraid today too, because it's my first time doing a Zoom presentation. I mostly have done things in person in the past.
Definitely different times.
Yeah. Okay, just let me know when you want me to start. So.
So one of the things we were brainstorming is doing the entrepreneurship binge watching, you know, with all the great things Alana has done with her team and with all of you as presenters, and let people get caught up, you know, like me, because I missed a few myself. And you know, just let people know that, you know, we're available if you want to chit chat or touch base between times. So we'll look at that, because I think it could be pretty self-sufficient, but somebody needs to kind of hang out, which I'm happy to kind of hang out a little bit here and there.
Yeah, if you could do that, that would be great. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to.
The Eureka platform allows for anyone to watch when you can too. So yeah.
I'll work with Catalina to clean it up so it looks really uniform, and then people can choose which video, whether in English or Spanish, as they go through each segment, and then we'll have fun with that.
Yeah, so people are just hopping on.
We just, you all know, Alana is amazing, along with Dominica and her team. I mean, Alana's team. This is all new. Like, we are inventing a new thing called the Virtual Academy that we're doing. So, and we're using this Eureka platform and to really, it's amazing. So it's all new. So just your patience have been amazing with all of you.
I just went ahead and changed over to my iPad. So now you need to know about too.
Okay.
That's good. Yeah, see? Oh, you're in two of them now. You're on both.
Yeah. Did you unmute her?
You're muted, Roberta. You're muted.
Yes. Oh, okay. Sorry.
Okay. It's okay. Anna Rosales, are you related to Maria Rosales that works at UC Merced? She can't hear me because
Yeah.
she's muted. So.
You hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes, we can, but you're
Okay.
on twice.
I know,
Yeah,
I'm
so
gonna have,
it's echoing.
well, I'm gonna have to turn this off.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay, all right, is that better?
Okay.
It's still echoing, but yeah, we can hear you, and it's okay because we'll mute you. So
Well, it says I,
Okay, I think you want me to get started?
yeah,
It's
yeah.
12:06. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
And admitting a couple more people. So just give me
Okay.
one more
Okay,
second. A couple more people
okay.
are joining us. All right. So we are absolutely excited to have Margo Sousa as our speaker today. Margo has been a part of WELL since the inception of WELL, and she's been one of our greatest advisors, mentors, friends. She's been a part of our family since before we even had our 501c3, and we were just conceptualizing what we wanted to do. And since then, you know, she's become one of my good friends and mentors. So I'm super grateful and excited that she has agreed to speak today. I'll also say that today's our last noon Latina Entrepreneur Academy class. Our very next time that we're going to be together is actually going to be our Well Wednesday. So that's going to be Wednesday, November 4th at 5 o'clock. And we're going to have the Dean of Students and the President at MJC, George Bedrukas, as our keynote speaker.
That was a nice guy.
So definitely join us for that, because it's going to be a really special meeting. And so we're excited that Margo's our last noon meeting. And so I will go ahead and turn it over to Margo, and she will lead our meeting.
Okay, just briefly, I just want to tell you that I was a nurse for 24 years and spent 29 years running a family dairy. So, and then I got involved with UC Merced. But what I want to do today is just share with you some of the items that I've done in my life that I was doing it afraid. And the first thing I did was in high school. I ran for student body secretary, and I got up to give my speech and I lost my voice, but I won anyway. And my logo was, you know, Lusa when you vote for Sousa. So anyway, that was my first experience doing something really afraid. And then after I finished high school, I went to Providence College of Nursing, but I wouldn't have gone there if I hadn't had a mentor. This woman from Turlock actually took me to Oakland to introduce me to the nursing program, and she changed my life. So I'm going to share with all of you that it's extremely important to have a mentor, especially if you're moving forward in your life, as long as it's not illegal or immoral. Just keep moving forward. But a lot of times you need a support person if you're starting a new job, you're going to school, you're starting a business or whatever. Find that mentor to help you move along your way. And then I was first in the family to go to college too. So that was another scary proposition. But anyway, but I would encourage you, go ahead and find a mentor. But then the other thing I started the networking process of networking with people and meeting strangers. And while I rode the bus to and from Turlock to Oakland, I found out everything about that person by the time I got to my destination, not realizing that when I became a nurse, I was going to be meeting strangers all the time, that I had to strike up a conversation and ask maybe an open-ended question. So networking is really important, and I suggest you go somewhere, if you go to a meeting, you sit down at a table, sit between two people that you don't know. And then if you meet somebody that you're particularly interested in getting together with afterwards, meet them within 2 weeks. Because if you put that business card down and you don't write information on it, it'll just sit in a big pile of business cards. So you want to take advantage of that. So after graduating from nursing, I went to Mercy Hospital in Sacramento and I became a staff nurse. I had every fifth weekend off. I made $400 a month. That was a scary proposition. But after I went to work the first day, I got a notice that my mother was in a coma and she died um, right after I started my first job. So that was a scary experience. But as I worked at Mercy, I realized I didn't want to be a nurse in the hospital like that, getting every fifth weekend off. So I did another scary thing. I got in my 57 Chevy and I drove all the way to Seattle by myself and started my education there and got my bachelor's. And that was an interesting experience too. A lot of times I had like 16 hours of philosophy and 16 hours of theology. And then I stayed for 2 years to as an instructor to pay back a grant. So when I came back to California, uh, I, I I decided I was going to go to work for the health department in San Francisco. Well, where did they put me? At Hunters Point, which is a very, scary area to work. So I went to work the first day. The second day I come to work and I was pretty scared. There were police dogs, police cars. They had had a riot in my district. And so the health department even recommended that we go out and do home visits, but a lot of the clients were telling us to stay home. But mainly my caseload was mainly Hispanics and Black clients. And a lot of times, when you get to walk up the stairs to their housing, there was food and whatever. You get in the house and the dishes were all stacked on the sink. But anyway, it was a interesting experience, but it was also so. And I only lasted there for about 4.5 months. I just decided it just was beyond what I could do. And there was no cell phones either then. We didn't have a cell phone. And then I drive from Sausalito to Hunters Point with those 4 months with a stick shift car. So anyway, I managed to get through that. So after I finished that job, my cousin said, "Why don't you come to San Diego?" So I went to San Diego and I worked for the visiting nurses for 4.5 years. And my clientele was La Jolla, Pacific Beach, entirely the opposite of the clientele I had in the Bay Area. And that was a good learning experience. And I had to walk into someone's house, total stranger, find out information. I mean, the networking and meeting strangers and making a conversation just became easy after a while. But I was hitting all levels of not only ethnic, but economic variances too. I met some very rich people too on top of it. So after I finished that job, I moved to Michigan, married, moved to Michigan, lived there for 13 years, had two beautiful daughters that both graduated from University of Michigan. But the scary part about Michigan was 5 or 6 months out of the year, it was snowy. And driving on icy pavements was just, I mean, I had to be taught how to drive, what to wear, so on and so forth. And a lot of times I would go to work, have to be to work at 7 in the morning. So I would slip and slide across the parking lot, get in the hospital and come back. And when I came back, my car was covered with snow. And then when I got home, the plow had pushed all the snow in front of the driveway. So that went on for about 13 years. So then when I came back in 84, I joined the family dairy. And I had really inherited in 1960. But when I came back, it was just a brand new experience. But what I found was everything I learned as a nurse helped me with my entrepreneurship because I knew about how to how to keep the animals healthy, how to make sure my employees were healthy and safe. I had a large animal nutritionist. I made sure that the manure, that any of the waste was recycled properly. It didn't go any place off the dairy. Um, and then the other thing, mainly just protecting the environment and making sure the animals were healthy and comfortable. And when you think of a Holstein cow carrying 100-pound calf, uh, how uncomfortable she must have been. But she 2 months before she had her calf, she didn't have to be milked. But even so, that was just an interesting. And I didn't pull calves. I was too old to pull calves. The other thing I didn't do, I never drove any of the equipment other than a truck. But if I bought equipment, I always made sure that the employees used the equipment to see if it was something that was invaluable and they wanted on the premise. And then I made a decision whether I was going to buy it or not. So that's kind of what happened with that. But if you have a partnership, it's real important to have a partnership agreement. And really, if you're going to go in a partnership like with your own businesses now, really think about it very seriously, because if you do a business plan first, you'll find out if you're all on the same page. But that partnership agreement is really important, because if someone wants out, or if the individuals in the family that do all the work, and when they sell the dairy, the people that weren't involved at all get the same amount of money or whatever. So so you need a good lawyer, you need a good CPA, and you need a fabulous working relationship with your loan officer, because the dairy industry is very cyclical. Sometimes the price of milk is up, sometimes it's down, and then sometimes the feed prices are up. So you have to be able to borrow money when it's necessary. So that's you have to be sure you have a good relationship with your loan officer. And then if you set goals, when you set a goal, if you set a goal and you don't have a plan to execute it, it's called a wish. So keep that in mind when you're writing your business plan, you're setting goals. If you're going to set a goal, you need to have a plan to execute it, and sometimes even having a date to have it completed by. So that's extremely important. So while I was at the dairy, I spent 15 years on the milk advisory board. You remember the Happy Cows and the Got Milk campaigns? I was involved with that for many years. But something else I want to share with you, if you're on a board or you're someplace where you're executing new ideas, as a female, it's really important to, uh, as someone suggested to me, wear a bright colored clothing. Don't cross your arms. Sit to the right of the chair. And the thing that I think as I look back, what I should have done, I should have appointed somebody, a buddy, probably a male, because there was a ratio, 29 people on the board and only 4 or 5 women. I would have had a male counterpart that I would have strategized with if I was going to introduce something new, and ask him to support me with my concept. Or if I felt the group was going to resist, I would ask him to present it. So those are things you need to keep in mind when you're trying to, especially if you're new too, on a board or with a group trying to make major decisions. And sit at the table. Don't sit behind. Sit at the table. So, and the other thing, without the full contribution of women, no economy will reach its full potential. So keep that in mind. So when I sold the dairy in 2012, I got involved with UC Merced because I really believe in educating our younger population, because we're leaving them with a lot of complicated things to solve. So I got involved at that time, and then we started the Leadership Center. And this was my 8th year sponsoring a leadership conference. So I can really see that it's very important And also it's being implemented through all the different majors on campus too. So when the students leave the campus, hopefully someone, whoever they work with, they're older than them, will listen to their good ideas and vice versa. And then I found too that the younger students a lot of times have mentored me when I'm in, if I judge the Innovate to Grow the engineering program, if they can just put it on their computer so easy, and we can judge together. So I find if I work with somebody younger, they can help me with technology, and maybe I can help them with something else. So I don't know. That's just a quick summary of umpteen years. But I just want you to know that if you do something afraid, it means you're growing and changing. And if you're not doing something afraid, then you're just staying where you are, peddling water in the same place, and you're stuck. So don't be afraid. Just go ahead and take a risk, and it will open doors for you. I feel like everything that happened to me prepared me to be an entrepreneur. And when I was a nurse, I was a follower. And when I became a business owner, I was truly a leader. I mean, I probably was a leader all along. The other thing I didn't share with you too is when I came back, while I was running the dairy, I ran Modesto Women's Network, and I took that group from 35 to 175 in 2 years. And I encouraged women to network with one another. And actually, when I got to the meeting, a lot of times after 20 minutes, the noise was just, everybody was just talking to one another, and that was music to my ears. So anyway, that's just a quick summary of what do you have any questions or comments, or you want me to elaborate on anything more, or what?
Yeah, if you have questions, you can either write in the chat and I can read them to Margo, or you can unmute yourself and Margo can answer.
Did I
Margo,
shock you all?
no, Margo, you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead, Roberta.
Okay, I'd like for you to tell them more, because I've known you so long. I want you to talk a little more about your basic beliefs and attitudes. And I'm not talking about religion. I'm talking about the way that you have, people have no idea how age makes a difference in whether or not you can communicate with others. And I'd appreciate if you'd spend a little bit of time about how you feel about the young and old getting together.
Oh yeah, it's extremely important. I love being around. In fact, this year I helped with the women's a Zoom conference at UC Merced, and what I found, I could share some of my experiences uh, with networking or whatever it was, but then this young person would um, show you how you use it with technology. I mean, they would put something up on the screen, and I just think that the Norwegian countries have old and young people working together, and we don't have enough of this in the United States. So that's one of my goals on campus, is to be sure that the students learn to do elevator pitches, and so they can. I mean, it's just so important, and to listen to them, because they have good ideas. And if they can support us, especially with technology, I mean, I'll be friends with those young ladies forever, because they helped me. I mean, you can only do we can only do so much, but we can communicate. And I'm really big on networking and mentoring. Those two things are extremely important. I mean, it's just so important. Yeah. Did I? Is there
Yeah,
something?
well, one of the things that I loved that Margo would always say to the ladies that she was mentoring was, when you go into an event, she'd bring women, like we went to NABO together and different things. She would tell our whole group, sit next to people you don't know and ask questions that have nothing to do with anything outside of your goals and your dreams. And I really loved that you gave that advice, because it helped those who were a little more shy to be able to actually build relationships that they may have been too afraid to do because they didn't have a strategy. And so Margo gave them a strategy. And so they were able to sit next to someone they'd never met before and ask questions that had nothing to do with, small talk. It was, what are your goals? What are your dreams? And then they started connecting them with people who could actually help them.
The thing is, I did take one of my mentees to a conference in Sacramento with the National Association of Women Business Owners, and we were there for 3 days. And I said to her, you can sit at my table the first day, but the next 2 days you have to go sit with others. So she happens to have a trucking business. And what did she do? She met a woman who just sold her trucking business after 30 years by moving around the room. And it was amazing. And now that woman is mentoring them. The other thing that they did that you might want to keep in mind, that when you have an organization or you have business owners, have them do an elevator pitch, maybe 6 or 8 of them, which they did at that meeting, because you would meet somebody that wasn't at your table. And then afterwards, you would go up and talk to that person. So that's extremely important to allow people, especially women, starting their businesses, because then it gives them an opportunity. They can hand out their business cards and it gives them a safe place to practice their elevator pitch, which is extremely important because wherever you go, you need to be able to talk in a couple of minutes and share information. And that might be an area with training with some of the seminars and things that are going on, that we help individuals learn how to do a good elevator pitch.
Yeah, that's great. So we have a question from Mina, which, hi Mina, it's good to see you again. And she asked, what are some of the specific things that entrepreneurs can do to overcome the quote, afraid, the feeling of fear, basically?
Well, the thing is, what I did, I made sure I, went to all the meetings that I could to be informed. I read everything. I found a mentor in the dairy industry. You have to continue to practice meeting strangers because you never know who you're going to meet. But do it in a safe place. I'm not telling you, but I mean, you can even be in the grocery store. Might not help you in your business, but the more you practice interacting with people you don't know, you'd be surprised, and it makes them feel so important. If you're really interested, show some interest in them. But just continue, you know, and very often we tend to, like, for example, if I watch the students out at the university, sometimes you see all the Hispanics sitting together, you see all the Black students sitting together, but we need to intermix with one another and support one another, especially women. I would encourage you, even with anybody that's running for office now, sometimes I hear women talk about other women that are running for office and they're not real supportive, even if the candidate is well qualified. So because we need more women in politics to help us with a lot of things that are going on in the world. So, and there's a lot more running too, which is good. Did that answer your question? I hope it did. She's still there, or is she gone?
She's still here. She said yes.
Mina is a wonderful young lady. She does a lot with special needs children and families. So if any of you have an issue with that, be sure to contact Mina. So
we have a message from Donald Godbold. He said, Margo, thank you for the priceless advice. I am so thrilled to see my daughter Nyla be one of the participants. Sorry, it's Effie. It's Effie. She was just on someone else's device.
Yeah, Effie Goba. Yes, she's my friend from Phoenix, and her daughter just started college at UC Davis. So I have someone from UC Davis, someone from Phoenix, and who knows where else, huh?
The power of networking.
Do any of you have any questions about UC Merced or that campus is just, has 9,000 students now, and they have a new chancellor that's fabulous. Okay, go ahead.
I have a question regarding the elevator pitch.
Right.
So like, how long would the elevator pitch need to be, and where would we go to get info on how to start it?
Well, I'm hoping out
creating
of this
one.
conversation that maybe can do something.
Yeah, I was just gonna say we can come up with a training on that. So yeah, that would be great.
Yeah, so Will could, yes. And then practice in a place where you feel safe, I mean, it's kind of scary. But there's pointers when you do them, how to do them and do them in 2 or 3 minutes. But yeah, and Alana, I'm sure you can find, there's a good resource at UC Merced if you need it too. This woman that helped with elevator pitches, how to attend a conference and how to do a job interview. So that resource, when I connect you with Alana with UC Merced, will connect you with that person.
That would be so great. Margo, can you talk about your book?
Oh, yeah. Okay, my book is called $1 Million Conversations, and my chapter is called Straying from the Herd. But basically, with the book, what I'd like to do, these are all women business owners, and if you notice, Karen Bass is one of the authors in the book, but it's ethnic diverse, and then the other one is Marianne Williamson. But I thought, this is just a thought, you do what you want, but if you want a copy, contact me at msouza@moomilk.com, and I'll arrange to send you a copy. What I thought I would do, I would charge $20, $5 for mailing, and then $14 for me, and then I'd make a donation to Well. That way you would make a donation to Well if you bought this book. But it shows all women, all these women, it's women entrepreneurs share strategies for mastering business and life and relationships. And I wrote this was in 2008, so time goes really fast. So if you're interested, it's a way to make a donation to Well. And then my book my chapter does tell you a lot more about exactly what I experienced. Maybe I'll just share something with you. Just a minute here. Hold on a second. I shouldn't mark it. Well, anyway, some little hints about if you're a business owner. Wait just a second. Can't find it. Well, anyway, it represents my. Oh, here it is. When you're in business, empower others, give them a job and let them do it. Get on an industry governing boards and become involved in your industry. The bulldozer approach doesn't work, but team building does. Read everything about your industry that you can get your hands on. Belong to at least one women's organization to give you support, because that's why I joined the NABO organization, San Francisco. Choose honest vendors and consultants. Hire people yourself. They'll be loyal to you and not the person you had in charge of hiring. Be on time. Keep your word. Tell the truth. And be a good networker. I mean, that's in my chapter. But there's other stuff that, explains whatever. But each person, but it's just a thought. I mean, it's only, I have copies. And so if someone wants to get one, they can contact me, email me, and then I'll make arrangements to get a copy to you. So
people are asking how to purchase the book. So I will write her, you could email or call Margo. So I'll write
that's
her
fine. Okay.
email in here. And then Margo, can I also write your phone number or
Yeah.
email?
Yeah, do cell 209-602-8701. But it's what I like. It's a way to donate to Well, because they're going to be continuing to do wonderful things for women.
Well, thank you, Margo.
Yeah, I know, but it's really important. And it's real important now that we stick together. I mean, I've been watching some of the stuff on TV, and I'm concerned that things that Ginsburg worked for all her life are going to be changed. So, and they're probably things that I agree with too. So anyway, we'll see what happens with that. So, yeah, just get hold of me, and then I'll make arrangements, and probably paying me with a check, because I won't be able to do a credit card. So that'll be up to you when the time comes. So. Anything?
Just a lot of really positive comments about people wanting to purchase the book. So thank you so much.
Okay, that's good. Oh, good. Thank you. What was that last comment about Barrett?
Which one?
Did someone say something about Barrett? I saw it come across the screen.
Oh, let me look.
Oh, OMGs, they said.
Oh, that was probably a private comment to you.
That was a what?
Probably
A
got
private-
a private comment because I don't see it.
Okay. Well, I hope this has been helpful. I mean, there's, just with mentoring and networking and all those things, those are all areas, and writing a business plan are 3 things, and elevator pitches. I would say if all those things you can learn more about, it really is helpful. Now, the other thing I have 2, these are books if you want to get them, but and I can share this with you when you get hold of me, but there is a book on elevator pitches. And there's also a book called Face to Face. And this one's about networking and it says down here, how to reclaim the personal touch in a digital world. And this woman was my role model for networking. So anyway, this was written back too in 2008. So anyway, but these 2 things, I mean, there's enough information everywhere. But if Well could help with, elevator pitches, networking, writing your business plans, it would be helpful. And just move you
Margo?
all in the right direction.
I have a question. The resources you're talking about at UC Merced, are those available for alumni too, or just for current students?
What resource? You mean the resource? The one, I do have an email that if you're interested, that this woman did a presentation. Yeah. It wasn't part of the Leadership Center. It was something else that was, because I was questioning if they were doing anything on campus. I was worried, and I feel it should be part of the Leadership Center, that people learn to do elevator pitches. So if you're interested in that, just let me know, email me, and I'll send you her information.
Okay, thank you.
But practice with the elevator pitches is going to be one of the best things. And then you can have a board of people that can critique, that are qualified to critique your pitch and give you some wonderful suggestions.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Anything else? Did I shock you all? I did give this talk, not this exact one time to an entrepreneur group, and they were so shocked they couldn't ask me any questions when I got done. So
It was great, Margo. Thank you so much.
I hope it helped.
It absolutely did.
Okay. Everybody's probably has to have lunch now, huh?
Margo, I want you to do this more and more. You did a beautiful job today, hon.
Oh, thank you. Oh my gosh.
We
Yeah,
need
I
it.
love to do public speaking. If
I know you-
and
do it well.
and then the other thing, if you have any suggestions, any of you, I won't be offended at all if you want me to enhance my presentation with certain things. I'm just fine. my feelings won't be hurt at all. That's how I learn. I'm still can learn,
Absolutely.
even though I'm an octarian. Oh my gosh. I'm trying to stay young at heart if I can.
You absolutely are.
It's not easy. Okay, well, it's 22. Is there anything else that you want to share, Alana?
Well, yeah. So thank you so much, Margo. And, we will have this recorded. So, we'll post that in the Eureka platform. If you're not a part of Eureka,
Okay.
reach out to Marcella because she will get you connected into Eureka. But this one I think will also email out to everyone who registered as well, because some people
Good, thank you.
aren't a part of the program, so we don't want you not to be able to watch this because you weren't a part of the program. So
Okay, I hope it was helpful, because
it's amazing.
I did it from my heart. That's all I can tell you. And I tried to combine how many years from 1957 till 2012, so or 2020, whatever. Condense it into less than an hour.
It was perfect. And also,
Okay.
so November 4th, if you are able to join us, it's the same Zoom link at 5:00. We'll have the Dean of Students and the President of the Foundation of MJC, George Bedrukis. He will be our keynote. So that's our next event. So we don't
And
have
it will be the same ID. Will it be the same
same ID.
meeting ID?
But we'll still email it out to this group so everyone has the link.
Okay, November 4th at 5:00.
Mhm.
Okay, I'll put it on my calendar. Okay, well, thank you, everyone, and I wish I could see all of you in person, but I will eventually.
Well, you did have a standing ovation, Margo. You just can't see us.
Yeah, thank you,
Oh my
Margo.
God. Oh my God. You guys
Appreciate
are
the
so
invite,
sweet.
and I appreciate being here.
Thank you. Thank you, Roberta, for coming too. Thank you, Roberta.
Oh, we have one more question before we conclude.
Oh, okay.
Nina asked, what's your next move, Margo?
Oh, my next move. Oh my gosh. To write a book, to do a book. And I'm just beginning. I'm not sure what I want to do yet. There's so much to cover. I have to narrow it down. But I can tell you, I can show you what let me see if I can show you. Let me do this. Wait, I can't get, okay. I don't know, you can't see. I was going to show you what the cover of the book was going to be, but I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I can show it to you. No, I probably can't. I think,
I can get you to share your screen if you need to.
okay. Okay, it's just, I can show you what's going to be on the cover of the book. Can I show you? I don't know if I can show you this or not. There it is. Whoops. No, I can't. It's here, but I can't see it. No, I don't. I can't.
Is it one of your masks?
Yes, one with a mask on.
I guessed
Yes.
right.
Yeah, it's when he has a mask on it. But I don't think I can do it. No, I don't think I can show it to you. I can't get on. This technology. Oh my gosh.
You're doing great.
It's okay. But anyway, that'll be for next time.
Yep.
There'll be a next time.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you so much, everybody.
Well, thank you, everyone.
Now I'm not afraid anymore. This pushed me out of my box today.
Good.
In
Well,
fact, I was trying to put my necklace on and I couldn't get it. Okay, well, I'll see you all on the 4th, if not before. I'll see you, Lana. I'll see you before that.
yeah, you'll see me before
And
that.
thank you, Roberta. Thank you, Roberta, for okay.
Thank you,
We'll see you later.
Margo.
Then.
Thank you, Margo.
Thank
Talk
you.
to you later.
Thank you. Nice seeing all of you.